Hi, my name is Bob Battizzato and I'm with CRBR Clean Right Build Right here locally in Chico, California. And in lieu of what's happening right now in our communities with all the fires and the fire danger and hazards, we thought that we would put out a short video that might help some of you with some guidance and some tips and suggestions, either if you've been affected by the fire or in harm's way. So what we'd like to cover is how to be prepared. Some suggestions and tips and resources in our community that I'm going to be speaking to that will help you currently right now if you're in the community of Butte County right now. I've been affected by the fire, now what? People hopefully have never had this happen to them before, and it could be your first time experiencing this. What do I do now? What are the next steps? Also, all the people involved in the rebuilding process, understanding the folks that may be coming around and discussing this with you. So the first is be prepared. Fires are a reality in our North Valley, and they're becoming a bigger threat and more of a reality, as you can see even today. So in a fire situation, you may only have 10 minutes or 15 minutes to get out quickly and be evacuated. The authorities that are working the fire have certain protocols they need to follow, and they're going to get you out of there and make sure that you're safe. So here's some ideas. I'm going to read them off, some suggestions that might help you be prepared in case of a fire. First and foremost, have sets of valuable paperwork, copies of it around that you can get to or that are put away already in a strong box or briefcase that you can grab quickly. Insurance policies, pink slips, birth certificates, those types of things. If you have the resources, having them in a safe deposit box, even copies of those, somewhere that's even not in your home is even better. Important telephone numbers, those that you may need to call for help, but also your insurance agent or an 800 number for the insurance carrier, because your insurance agent unfortunately may be affected by the fire as well and not be reachable. Collect all prescriptions, medication information, that's extremely important. Make copies of those so that you have them if you have to get those quickly and you're going to be out of your home for any length of time. Cash or credit cards, have that accessible to you as well. I know some people sometimes have a credit card with a certain limit on it that they don't use that's accessible in case they need that as well. Have some boxes or plastic tins ready to collect items of sentimental value. That's a big one. You don't have a lot of time. You're trying to figure out, what should I grab? What shouldn't I grab? You should have those boxes available so you can grab them quickly, take pictures, photo albums, family heirlooms, and get them in that box, get them into the vehicle, and get out quickly. Electronics that may be critical to you, your laptops. If you have a pet, a few days of food would be great to have on hand in a box already. Maybe a leash and even the transport carrier in there as well for your pet in case you have to evacuate with them as well. If you can take, one thing is if you can take a walk around your house ahead of time, this is again being prepared before a fire. If you can walk around your house with your cell phone and take a video of your belongings and narrate it, narrate what you're looking at, what you're videoing, and videotape those. It's imperative if you have that, and then keep that video somewhere, so if in case your house is affected down the road, you have a documented video you can show to the insurance company about your contents, your valuables, and what they represent. Weapons, make sure that they're safely stored and or you can get to them quickly, box them up and get them out of the home and they are safe. Or they're in a safe environment that if the fire does hit and affect your house, they would be in a fireproof safe that they would be okay and taken care of. Have a few days of clothes, undergarments, toiletries, and last but not least, special toys for your children. If they have a certain stuffed animal or something, or a blanket that they love when they sleep. Fires can be an emotional time, and to have that already accessible to put in the box quickly and take it with them could be a very big comfort for your children as well. So now we're going to talk about some resources in the community that we have currently for the fires that are going on. Of course, the American Red Cross. We're very fortunate to have one of the head offices up out of Yuba City here, so Red Cross has a very strong presence in our community. Red Cross's phone number is 530-673-1460. Give them a call, get them involved. They can be very helpful for you for a myriad of resources and help and guidance as well. The Animal Resource Center, North Valley Animal Disaster, their phone number is 530-895-0000. If you have animals or pets, we know how important they are in our lives, and they can help you potentially if you have situations with pets and animals. There are some evac centers right now going on, some evac centers. We've got Norville, the Church of the Nazarene on 2238 Monte Vista Avenue in Oroville. Their phone number is 530-533-7464. We also have here in Chico, the Neighborhood Church, 2801 Notre Dame Boulevard. Their phone number is 530-343-6006. Additionally, we have the Butte unit of the Emergency Command Center for information. They are at 530-538-7111. That's 538-7111. Facebook and Twitter, social media actually can be a very good resource for information at the times like this, because there are actually people in the community within the fire that are giving you real-time information. Right now we have the hashtag Honey Run Fire and the hashtag Cherokee Fire that are updating information and are a resource for that. If you want more information as well, you can go to CRBR.com. We post information, resources, tips, guidance there on a routine basis in times like this. So that's CRBR.com. You can check it out as well online if you have access to a computer. So those are some of the local resources currently right now that you can take advantage of. Now I want to touch on, I've been affected by the fire, now what? Many of you have hopefully never been through this situation before. CRBR as a company has seen this over the years and has gained a lot of information and knowledge from dealing with folks in these situations. So we want to share some of that with you right now. Again, if it's your first time or you may not know, what do I do next? So the first thing is that the authorities need to release the area for you to return. So understand that and be respectful. Again, this can be a very emotional time. You're not sure what's happening with your home or your shelter, and you're not getting the right information. So you want to get back in there. I understand that, but you have to abide by the local authorities and what they're doing. They are the ones that can release the scene and let you return to the home in their guidance. You want to stay close to the fire department, emergency services team, because they will be the ones that will determine if it's safe to return. Some ideas there is you should have identification on you. Identification, especially with your address, because they will check that, or potentially will check that, because they also are concerned about any criminal behavior there, and they want to make sure the homeowners that are living there are the right people they're sending back. So have some identification and your address. You want to work with local code enforcement and your local fire inspectors and your fire chiefs. They will be on the scene investigating. Make sure you're close to them and understanding through their protocols and what their findings are, how you can proceed with the situation, whether you have just minor smoke damage, part of the home has been affected by the fire, or the whole house itself has been taken by the fire. Most importantly, again, it's emotional, but most importantly, do not enter any unsafe area on your own. It's not wise. Please don't do so, even though your heart may be telling you to do so. If you're a property owner, you want to assess the situation with the information you have. First, take an assessment. Do I have smoke damage? Is it small fire damage? Is it total loss? Assess your situation of what you're dealing with first. Then get with your insurance agent. They can be an advocate for you. Call them, get them involved. They can help you not only understand your policy, especially if it's been burned out in the fire and you're not sure what your policy says, but they can take you through the steps of the insurance process and understand what your policy stands for. They can also help you, as I said, be an advocate within the insurance company and be your voice and help you through this, the process that's about ready to unfold. Understand what your policy allows for. That's important. One item that you want to ask them about is additional living expenses. See if your policy allows for additional living expenses. That may give you some resources and opportunity for shelter currently if you need so. Also, keep all your receipts that the expenses that you're incurring while you're out of your home, because that may become important down the road for reimbursement. The most important thing is to know your options. Again, it's an emotional situation, but take a breath. Understand that you do have options. Even in a traumatic situation, take a breath. Like I said, you have options. Know what those options are. This is a settlement process. It's not a bid process. You're not building a new home. You're not adding on or remodeling. This is going to be a settlement process. There's many folks involved, which I'll talk about, but that's critical to understand that, and it's going to take time, and it has a procedural roadmap that needs to be followed. If you're a business owner, quick suggestion, again, get with your agent, understand your policy, what resources you have. But one thing for sure, you want to make sure if you have business interruption coverage and what that entails. And that's very important and very critical, especially if your business is going to be down for any length of period of time. If you're a renter, make sure you communicate with your homeowner, the landlord, or the property management company. Many a times you may be the eyes first on the scene, might be an absentee owner or someone who hasn't gotten over there, and you may be the one communicating what's happening. Get with them immediately, over communicate to them, let them know what's happening, how you've been affected, what's going on with the property, so they can put a plan together to help you. Ask them if there's any other resources available for shelter. Many a times the property management company or the owner may have another facility that you can go to if you need immediate shelter, and they can help you with that. So any other resources for that. And as I said, you can be the eyes for the owner or the property management company. Understand what your options are. What does this do to your current lease or rental agreement? My security deposit, understand all those things and what my options can be as a renter moving forward. Did you have renter's insurance? If you're one of those that did take out renter's insurance, which is very reasonable, it does usually cover only personal property contents, but it might give you a resource to get a leg up to start rebuilding your situation. So renter's insurance, get with your agent and find out again what your options are. So now we're going to cover all the people involved in the rebuilding process. For those of you, again, that haven't been through this before or don't quite understand it, there will be a lot of people around the scene. There'll be a lot of people possibly coming at you. And I just want to give you some ideas, some guidance, and tips on who those people are, what they represent, and what to watch out for. So again, as I said throughout this video, this is a very emotional time. It can be very, very emotional. It can be a very confusing time as well, and you're not sure who to trust. You're trying to get things done, trying to get back in your home. You're not sure. You don't have shelter. So unfortunately, in times like this, we've seen it over the years that there are people sometimes that will take advantage of these situations. So be careful of that. Just be very careful. And so make sure that anybody that approaches you, that you check their credentials, ask for a legitimate business card, make sure they're who they are and who they are representing and what they say. So that's our first tip, is double check who you're speaking with. So who's involved? There will be what we call is direct insurance company adjusters. So the insurance company has adjusters that will get involved very quickly through the process to help you go through the policy, your insurance policy, and the claim in rebuilding or fixing what damage has been done to your home. So the first is carrier adjusters, as we call them. The second part is an independent adjuster. They are just like a regular adjuster, but they're contracted by the insurance carrier, and they are people that help as well, but represent an additional company. But they're contracted, like I said, by the carrier, because many carriers may not have the resources to have enough adjusters in times like this to cover all the claims that are going on. So they hire these independent adjusters. And they're paid by the carriers. That's important. They are paid by the carriers, not by you, but you may be dealing with an independent adjuster as well. So we've got the carrier adjuster direct, and we have the independent adjusters. Those folks will be helping you solve your claim, work through the process, and work with the people involved. They're critical. Stay with them, communicate to them, and understand what their policy limits are, your policy terms, all that. The next is the restoration companies and contractors. There may be a lot of people coming at you again from that arena, and these are the people that help repair the damage to your home, clean the contents, clean smoke damage, and help you start to repair. and get things back to normal. CRBR is a locally owned full-service restoration company that does both cleaning and reconstruction. But as the property owner, I wanted to let you know that it is your choice, and you do have options. Often the carriers and adjusters may suggest people that they've worked with, and that's fine, but you also have options, and it is your choice as the policyholder to exercise those options if there's someone you'd like to bring into the process as well. Just want to let you know that. And some of the things you want to look for when you're thinking of a restoration company or a contractor is experience in working with insurance companies. That's probably one of the critical things. As I said before, this is a settlement process, not a bid process, not a regular construction. And people that have a track record and experience working with the insurance carriers, knowing the processes and procedures, understanding pricing and estimates and all those things that will go on, you might want to make sure you're working with somebody that understands that. All the different procedures between all the different carriers, that type of thing. Also, folks that understand the adjuster's language and may even have a relationship with the adjuster, that's important as well. Make sure they have legitimate agreements, legal binding agreements that before proceeding. Again, I said this was a settlement process, not a bid process, and the insurance company bases their insurance settlement on restoring your home and life back to the way it was before the fire occurred or the damage occurred. That's important to note. You may hear a term that is like, kind, and quality. Like, kind, and quality. That's what they are there to do, is to restore it back to that level, if you will. Anything above and beyond that would be on you as the owner if there's something you wanted to do. But that's typically what your insurance policy and what they're going to focus on, is restoring it back to like, kind, and quality. Check their credentials, their current licensing, their financial strength, very important. They have to rebuild a whole house. Can they carry the paper to do so, and do they have the financial strength to do that? Their insurance, are they bonded? What's their track record? Do they have the capability to do the job? Have they done this kind of work before? And of course, I believe in local presence, especially here in Butte County. If you can get someone local, I think it helps with communication and through this emotional situation. So those are some ideas and suggestions for the folks that will be involved and be around, that you will be communicating with and working through this process. Remember that it will take time. It can be sometimes a very lengthy process. Even though you want it to go quick, it may not go quick. So over communicate, get with people you can trust, get with people that you can talk to one-on-one, and they can understand where you're coming from as the homeowner and your needs, so that we can get you back safe eventually into the home that was there before this disaster happened. So I hope this has helped. We wanted to put something out that just, again, gave people a reference, someplace to go to get some ideas, get the thoughts going. Call us if you need any guidance. We're here locally, like I said, CRBR. The way we work in the community is we can explain your options. We can be here for a resource. If you have questions, we can talk to you about that. We're here to help. Also, our website has additional information, a lot of checklists and such out there and things to be aware of. We'll be updating our website as well as our social media. Follow us on Facebook. We're updating that with resources that we hear about in the community that you can go to. And most of all, thank you for taking the time to listen to us today and listen to me today. Hopefully this has helped you, and be safe, but most of all, please be aware. This is a reality in our lives today, and we want to make sure that everybody is cared for and gets back on the right track and rebuilds their life to where they need to be. The most important thing, those structures and all that can be repaired. The most important thing is that you're okay and you're safe, and that's what we all hope for here at CRBR. So thank you for listening. Take care.